Hi there, Virgo. I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with the angelic energy. And this is your summertime reading. So I'm setting the intention that we're taking a look at the time period in between the summer solstice up until the fall equinox. So around June 21st into around September 20th. So we're going to be breaking that down month by month and taking a look at the energies that you can expect. As always, this is a general reading. So I always say take what resonates with you, leave the rest. Some of these things will connect with some people, some of these things will connect with others, but always connect with yourself and ask yourself, what resonates with me, what feels true, and what connects with my own intuition. If you guys are new to my channel, please, I invite you to subscribe so that you can get all of the videos that I share here, and it helps to support the channel, so I really appreciate it. Also, please like below. So let's dive into your reading. I've already pulled your cards. We're going to start with the overarching themes to expect throughout this summertime period. So the first card that we have here is music harmony. Okay, so you might be doing something in connection with music. I definitely see some of you Virgos are going to be working on some things, something to do with music, something to do with creativity, but we also might be taking a look at throughout this time period, what feels harmonious in your life and what does not, right? There's definitely this period throughout the summer of assessing and reassessing. I feel like you guys have been doing this for a while, but of assessing and reassessing what belongs, what doesn't, and where there need to be adjustments made. And that is going to require you to go within. This is our other theme card, the Island card or the Solitude card. Okay, so definitely through the summer, making sure that you're taking time and space to tune in and listen to yourself, especially as we start out that first month. So around June 21st into around July 20th, because I definitely see a lot of that going within, that reflecting, that taking time, hopefully anyway, to listen to yourself, to listen to your soul, because this is the foundation upon which you're going to be making other changes from throughout the rest of the summer. So tune in and listen. You're not going to want to ignore yourself. So speaking of that, the first cards that we have here is the High Priestess clarified by the Hermit card. If that doesn't say go within and listen to yourself, listen to your soul, I don't know what does, right? This is so powerful of a message to just take that time. Maybe to take a little extra time to pull away, to reflect, to release yourself. I'm hearing like release the noise, right? So to take some time and space away from everyone, everything, to just connect, because I feel like there are some messages that are wanting to come through with your soul, with your intuition, that maybe you're not connecting with. Maybe you've been too busy, or maybe it's also feeling like this energy of feeling really wrapped up in other people's agenda, what other people want from you. And I think that it can be really hard, especially if you're sensitive to energy, to disconnect your energy from that. It can be difficult to get clear on what it is that you want, or where it is that you want to go outside of what other people are wanting and needing from you. So there's very much this process is needing to happen. And the Hermit card always has that, it's kind of reflective, sorry with my lights, but he always has that star right there in his lantern, right? That is connected with clarity, with understanding, with enlightenment, but it's also connected with healing. So I definitely see you going with it and doing some healing. And in the process of that healing work and that listening work, you will connect with some messages that are going to be really important. I do feel like there's maybe been some intuitive messages that you have been missing out on, and it's time to be intentional with it. The thing about intuitive messages is they get louder and louder, usually through discomfort. So I definitely would take some time to tune in and listen to that now, because it's foundational for the rest of the work that you do throughout the rest of the summer. Also here in this month, we have a process of exploring, right? This is probably when you're going within. We have the Sun card, and that's clarified by the Two of Swords. The question is, what makes you happy? What's going to make you happy? Who is going to make you happy? And of course, when we talk about who is going to make you happy, at the end of the day, that has to be you, right? It can't be anybody else. But you might find yourself with that Two of Swords in a situation where you are trying to explore, who do I want in my life, and who is going to be a better fit that better contributes to my happiness. I feel that energy for some of you. But just overall as well, this process of exploring what makes you happy. And because we have this Two of Swords, you might be in a place where you're questioning that a little bit, right? Maybe the more logical way of thinking about it has you in a place where you're not doing the thing that would make you most happy. You know, you're doing what other people are needing from you, or you're doing what your obligations would have you do. And of course, we want to honor our obligations. We want to honor our the commitments that we've made. But at the same time, sometimes commitments aren't meant to last forever either, right? And sometimes some people, some experiences, some jobs will come into our world for a period of time and they serve a purpose. And when that purpose is fulfilled, it's time to shift into another phase of our lives. And I'm very much getting that energy here with that, where there's this exploration and this really spending time in your head going back and forth about some decisions that you need to make and some things that you need to do. But with this Two of Swords and with this Sun card, the answer is very, very clear, and it's to go with your intuition, right? I think that one choice will be the logical choice, one choice will be the intuitive choice, and that doesn't mean that the intuitive choice has to be illogical, right? But maybe the logical choice looks a little better on paper, or it's, again, very connected to what you have perceived as your responsibilities. But I think when we start to just tune into that and open our minds, the solutions for how you can make some things happen will come in. I don't even like to figure out the how very often anymore. You know, I will put the intention out. I will say, hey God, hey universe, this is now what I want to call into my experience. This is now what I want to work on. Can you help to show me the way? And it's really amazing the way that you will be shown the way, that the answers will come, that you will be guided. So trust that process with that, okay? The next cards that we have here is representing around that time period from July 20th into or July 21st into around August 20th, okay? So we see here this process of reflecting, this process of going within is now sparking new ideas and movement in your life. But I feel like this is like the very beginning of that, because I do feel like you're still trying to make some decisions, trying to figure some things out in this time period. But there's definitely, if you're thinking about something related to career, we have this Page of Earth that is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. This is some kind of new learning. This is some kind of planting a seed that will be developed into something better. This is getting started with something, whether it's getting started with a business, whether it's going back to school, whether it's leaning into even a new relationship that you're going to choose to invest yourself in. But this energy is very much like getting started on something new that you're willing to put the work in with. And as you're putting the work in, you will find that there's great reward, because that Eight of Pentacles is great reward. It is mastery, it is development. So there's some kind of development. Maybe this is even personal development, where you're saying, you know what, it would really benefit if I go to this event or something, and it's, you know, because I recognize that can help me to work on some of the things that I need to work on. So I definitely, whatever it is that your intuition is calling you toward, I would follow through that, because I think there's a lot of room for growth and development. And with this Eight of Pentacles, it is going to pay off significantly. The next card that we have here is another page. Okay, so pages are new energy, Page of Air or Page of Swords, clarified by the Five of Cups. When I pull these cards, sorry about all the noise in the background, I'm on a busy street. When I take a look at these cards, I see you releasing some things from the past. Maybe some things that you've held on to for, if you're honest with yourself, for far too long. I think that there's going to be an awareness with this Page of Swords that you're more over something than you realize, or that somewhere along the way you've healed some things, or that somewhere along the way you now recognize that something doesn't align for you. But as you're admitting that truth to yourself, it's like it doesn't carry the same weight that it once did. The heartbreak doesn't carry the same weight, right? It doesn't mean that you don't feel sadness. It doesn't mean that you don't feel upset by that, or that there's not a grieving process whenever we disconnect from something or close something out, right? But I also see here with this Page of Swords, there's like a seeing it in a new light. It's an understanding. It's a willingness and a readiness to move into a time period in your life where you're feeling different in some way, where you're approaching things differently, where you're thinking about things differently, where you're willing to operate from a new perspective. And I definitely see you leaning into that. You're encouraged to lean into that and to not let the past hold you back, to not let the pain from the past hold you back, right? Maybe something didn't work out and you felt stuck for a long time because of that. Or, you know, again, maybe you're being honest with yourselves about something that isn't currently working out. But as you're honest with yourself about that, because Page of Swords can be very connected to truth, as you're honest with yourself about that, you recognize like, yeah, I'm good. I'm done. I'm ready to move forward from this and to enter into this new, fresh energy that comes with Page energy, which you have as your two main cards. Both of them are pages here in this spread. So then we're going to move up here to the last month of the summer, so around August 21st into around September 20th, okay? So we see here the beginnings of the benefits for this work that you're doing, okay? We have the Empress card. And I do want to mention that this is clarified by the Queen of Swords. So I love the Empress energy. It's amazing, right? It's this energy of abundance. It's the energy of giving birth to your dreams. It's this energy of creating something that you're really excited about, that you're really passionate about. And it's also the energy of just being a magnet for all of the things that you want to create in your life. And so the Empress is really the divine feminine of the tarot deck, but it doesn't have to represent feminine energy. It can just represent ease, right? Things just kind of coming to you, things arriving into your experience. It's like whatever you decide you're ready to change, release in these first couple of months, it's a clearing, it's a release that allows for this abundance to flow into your experience. It allows you to be more nurturing and more kind with yourself, with other people. The Empress is the mother of the tarot as well, so that's also something to keep in mind. Maybe it allows you to be a better mom in some way. There's definitely something here with that, and that is clarified by the Queen of Swords, okay? So very clear message. In order to get to this Empress energy, we literally have the Queen of Swords blocking the path, right? The Queen of Swords doesn't tolerate bullshit. She is very much in a place where she's open, right, to hear what everybody has to say, to hear ideas, but at the same time, she's pretty clear on what belongs in her life and what doesn't, and she's willing to swing her sword and cut out whatever needs to go, whatever needs to be released. So she's open, but she also is only open to allowing in her life what continues to align. So in order to get to this Empress energy, there's some kind of block that needs to be released. And I do feel like it's going to be about the things that you've been processing in those first 2 months, those things that you've been thinking about. Pay attention to what feels exciting to you and pay attention to what feels burdensome, what feels heavy to you. That is going to give you a sense of what belongs in your life and what doesn't, and what needs to be cleared up. The last cards that we have here, speaking of clearing, is the life experience card, which is the Tower card in traditional tarot, clarified by the King of Wands. So we see here a release of energy that maybe has been inconsistent, that maybe has been impulsive, that maybe has been in and out, that maybe has been just maybe not feeling, just not setting right with you, right? Like maybe a person in your life that hasn't been treating you in such a way that you really want to be treated, or no longer aligns for you. Or maybe this is you, right? Maybe this King of Wands is representing you and you're disconnected from your fire. That's what there's like this energy of kind of meh, you know? I don't think that's really a word, but you know what I mean? Where it's just like, just kind of there, just kind of living, right? And I feel like this Tower card is about bringing you back to life. And part of bringing you back to life is, again, releasing the things that no longer align for you, even if they've been around for a long time. Because I feel like for some of you, there's some pretty significant changes, right? The Tower card is a significant life event. It is a significant change, a significant shift. And it's this energy of trying to build something on something that isn't a solid foundation, right? And we don't want to build on quicksand, right? We want to build on solid ground and get building. And so I think that you might recognize where you're building on quicksand and begin to make those changes with that Queen of Swords energy. There's no longer this allowance for energy in your life that just dulls your sparkle, disconnects you from your fire, doesn't honor you, isn't consistent. I mean, I'm talking to Virgos here. You guys love consistency, right? That's not gonna work. So just getting really clear with yourself. And this is an intense reading, but I feel like this is leading you into one of the happiest times in your life. It's leading you to the sun, right? But you've got to get real with yourself. You've got to let your intuition lead the way. You've got to, I think that you're leading up to making some significant change. I think that with this Tower that you will be supported in making those changes. I think some of those changes are simply going to be made for you. And you're doing the prep work so that you can be okay with that, right? But I think some of those changes are going to be made for you, but I also see you in your power and you making changes. And so I would suspect that as we move a little bit further on into September and maybe into October, you're going to be prepping for even more new, fresh energy in your life that's going to feel so much more aligned. This is you shedding your skin, right? Growing and recognizing what no longer belongs. I hope that these messages resonate with you. If this does connect for you, please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. Please comment below. Whatever it is that you feel called to do, it helps to support the channel and it helps me to connect on a deeper level with your energy field. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you soon with another